This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by ShireSociety.com. All right, I'm standing here with Brendan Kelly, selectman from Seabrook, and possibly this is the second video people will have seen about you this week. But you have some concepts of how you think the collapse is going to play out in the United States. Tell me what you're thinking. Some things that are a little different from what I've heard from other people. What do you think is going to go down when the bottom falls out?
Well, I think our present government, like all governments, when it really gets tough, they will take their money and walk away. I mean, it's what they do. They don't stand around and wait around for the real bad times. Standing around as a former leader after a revolution is not a very good plan. It generally doesn't work out well. So I'm assuming they're just going to walk away and leave the people with no way to take care of themselves or know how to take care of themselves, because they have never been educated to take care of themselves. They've always depended on this government to hold their hand for everything. It's not going to be a pleasant scene.
Well, when I hear the idea of the government walking away, I think that's great. I can't wait for them to walk away, but that's not really what they did at Katrina or after 9/11. They didn't walk away, they walked on us.
Well, in a small little thing that they think they're easily going to handle, that's great. They're going to walk in and say, oh, let's take the guns, and then at least we'll have accomplished that. We got the guns out of the hands of a few people. When you're talking in the terms of the whole country, they don't have anybody to come in and take everybody's guns. So the people with the guns are going to be the people who are upset, which will cause the people in power to walk away, because they don't want to face an angry public. My personal opinion, I don't think they will.
Well, I think you've got a point too. I listened to Mark Edge's view, which he frequently expresses, that the government is sort of unbeatable, in terms of the guns can't beat the government. But I feel differently. I think the reason you don't use violence against the government is because of what you get on the other side of it. But violence, if the American people were to choose to use violence against the government would have no chance, because there's so many guns and they can't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter how advanced their technology is. But the reason you don't shoot at them is because it's ethically questionable, and also because it might result in a bad government coming to power if you take power that way.
I don't think it's in the genes of the American people to be. I think we've been so trustworthy that we always think that we would do the right thing, so they're doing the right thing, so that we're not paying enough attention to the fact that they are not doing the right thing. They are strictly taking care of themselves, and nothing else gets in their way of taking care of themselves. I haven't seen anybody, with the possible exception of Ron Paul, that has stepped up and giving positive things that we should be doing to fix our country. They are just not willing to even consider that they are wrong. When and my personal feeling is we've come a long way down. The country was founded on the rule of God, and we are now trying to make a country under the rule of man. And every time countries have been created under the rule of man, it's not a pleasant sight at the end, because man is just not that great, especially the people who get to the top of it and are strictly looking out for themselves.
Well, that's a pretty theocratic take on things coming from a libertarian.
Oh, I'm only 95% libertarian. I have some differences of my opinions of myself. Yeah. I believe in God, and the other thing I believe in service to your country. That was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me in my life, was the time I served my country. And I'm proud of it, and I think it's a good thing to stand up for your country.
Well, yeah, one could do that. Years past, one could join the Army or the Marines and actually go out and fight communism.
Yeah, right. Now,
but nowadays you impose communism.
Exactly how we're doing that.
Yeah. All right. Well, any specific, real advice or real world activity that people should take in your mind to prepare?
Yes, don't ever vote for a Democrat or a Republican.
Yeah, but that's big picture. I mean, I'm talking about inside your house and in your neighborhood, that kind of thing.
Oh, we have neighborhood watch, and we've got everything prepared, because unfortunately, there are going to be people who are really desperate and destitute. So my plan is that if you're able, you provide food to the food pantries. You do what you can to take care of the people who don't even have the means to feed themselves, or whatever. To my way, it's the country. When I was a child, the churches and charities took care of the people who needed help, because there was no government to do it. We didn't have a government like that. So it was thought the right thing, and so your churches and your charities took care of the people that needed help, and it was always done at the local level. We are going to end up being back there. It's going to be at the local level.
Nope, it's not all bad.
That's not all bad at all.
Yeah.
Can't plan on planting that Liberty tree in Seabrook and letting it grow from there.
Yeah, well, it's a wonderful place. I know. I've spent months there. So, all right. Thanks so much, Brendan.
Take care.
The old world is collapsing, and it's going to take its slave driver governments with it. But what will rise up in their place? In New Hampshire, the Shire Society has a plan, a thriving web forum, and a history of action.
He didn't take long to come up with a plan.
You can sign up right now at ShireSociety.com.